Hello and welcome to a Digital Media Academy how-to video on importing and organizing your photos using Adobe Lightroom 5. My name is Kenneth Chan and I am a lead instructor and curriculum developer for the teen photography courses at Digital Media Academy. I'm also a photography instructor at Eastern Arizona College and the owner of Kenneth Chan Photography. I've been using Lightroom since version 1 and use it to import and organize thousands of digital photos. In this how-to, we will cover my typical photographer's import workflow into Lightroom, including how to import your files, batch rename your files, apply metadata presets, rate and organize your photos, and search for the images you want. Here are the software and tools you will need before we get started. To purchase or try Adobe Lightroom, go to www.adobe.com/Lightroom. Let's get started. This is what the Adobe Lightroom 5 icon looks like, and I'm going to launch it now. It will open up to the last folder I was working in. The first thing we're going to do is import some new photos. I have some photos from a recent shoot on this memory card that I've connected to my computer. So I'll open up the import window by clicking on File menu, Import Photos and Videos. Here's how the import window is laid out. On the left is your source panel. In the middle is your preview window. On the right is your destination panel. So first we have to tell Lightroom where to find our files to import. If you plug in a memory card, Lightroom is usually pretty smart and will automatically find that volume. Otherwise, you can select the folder you want from the left panel. Once you have the source folder selected, Lightroom will show you the thumbnails of the images it finds in that folder. If you've imported some of the photos from this folder before, it will try to hide those files so that you don't accidentally import them again, unless you say that you want to see all of the files regardless by clicking on this box. By default, it will select all of the new files in that folder to import. You can pick and choose which ones to import by clicking or unclicking certain images while holding down the Command key on a Mac or Control key in Windows. After you've made a selection, press spacebar to check or uncheck the selected images, which will add or remove them from your selection. Now that we've selected all of the photos we want to import, let's take a look at the right panel. This is where we decide where the files are going to go. The most recent folder I use to import files will be highlighted, but it can also choose another folder or create a new one. I'm going to name this new folder Arboretum. Let's take a look through these other options. Here's the file renaming section. I generally prefer to rename my files. I like to use presets for different naming schemes, such as month, day, year, hour, minute, and the file name suffix created by the camera. Under the metadata section, this is what I like to do. I set the photo to be 3 stars right from the beginning. That's my neutral point, which usually means I haven't had a chance to rate those photos yet. As I start to go through them, I can mark the really good ones 4 and 5 stars and the not so good ones 1 and 2 stars. In addition to the default rating, I like to add my name and copyright info right here. When I'm done, I can save this as a metadata preset so I don't have to manually type this stuff in every time. When you're ready, click the import button to begin the process. How long this takes will depend on how many photos you have, the speed of your memory card and card reader, and how fast your computer is. Now personally, I've noticed that this part seems to go way faster for big imports if I copy the files from my memory card to a folder on the local hard drive first and then import into Lightroom from that hard drive. If your source and destination folders are in the same volume, the default behavior is to move the photo files to your new destination. If your source and destination folders are on different drives, the default behavior is to copy the photo files to your new folder. When I first start working on a large album, I like to go through and rate all of the photos so that I only work on the ones that are really worth the effort. So my goal in these first few passes is to figure out which photos to definitely keep and work on, and which photos to hide out of sight and eventually throw away. I do this by using single photo view mode with the film strip below, and marking each photo 1, 2, 4, or 5 stars by pressing the corresponding number key on the keyboard. I try to avoid keeping something on a 3 rating since that's supposed to be my neutral sign that I haven't rated it yet. Right now, I'm rating some images 1 and 2, but they're still there. If I want to hide them for now, I need to create a filter. Using the filter bar, I define my filter to only see photos that are 3 stars and above. This will help me to gauge how many really good photos I have. I continue with my rating through the whole album, and if I mess up a rating, I can always use the undo command. Another way you could do it is to show all of the images in the folder again, and then give some of the photos a different rating. After you finish rating your photos in the first pass, now you can decide which photos you want to work on. Do you want to focus on the 5-star images first, or work on everything that is at least 3 stars? You can define a filter to just look at the images that match your criteria. Now, I've only shown you one of the ways you can rate and organize your photos so far, but there are others. You can rate your photos using the pick and reject flags, which can simplify the process. You can also apply color labels to photos to give them meaning without any scores. You can also apply multiple keywords to any image. And finally, you can use any combination of these various tools to organize your photos. We've done the importing and organizing phase in Adobe Lightroom, but there is so much more that you can do with this. To learn more about digital photography and editing, check out the digital photography courses by Digital Media Academy at www.digitalmediaacademy.org.